like a beautiful host had introduced me. I am Sudharsanan. I run a personal branding agency called the Social Company out of Chennai. So today we are going to talk about personal branding. And before I talk about personal branding, I would like to talk a bit about me so that you'll get an idea of what personal branding is and how I started in personal branding. But before I start, can I know what background you guys are from? Can you type in the chat box below? What do you do? What's your background? Entrepreneur, job goer, or if you're on a job, what kind of job? If I can know, I can know make this session very personal. Come on, guys, type in the comment box below. Coach, counselor, storyteller. Great. Sri Karna. Content creator, Bharani. Good. Phonics trainer. Nice. Entrepreneur. Great. Entrepreneur in progress. Nice. Perfect. So I'm talking to content creators, entrepreneurs, and freelancers. As simple as that, right? Great. So let me no, I started as a freelancer. I started in the year 2012 in the social media marketing space. I was doing my engineering and I did not like what I was doing. So, just like any other engineer from this country, everybody becomes an engineer and then figures out what they want to do. So only after becoming an engineer, I understood that I didn't want to be an engineer. So I started freelancing. And 2012 was when digital marketing was picking up in India, right? So I started as a small-time digital marketer from college. And eventually in 2 years, we grew to over 10 clients. I couldn't handle it myself. So I had to start an agency. And I started an agency in 2016. So in 2016, we were a team of 3 people. And until 2020, we were doing very well. We grew up to a team of 10 people. We had over 22 clients in retainer. We were doing pretty well. But that's when COVID-19 struck. Just like most businesses, my business also took a big hit. We went from 22 clients to 6 clients in a span of 1 month. February 2022, we had 22 paying clients. March, we went into lockdown. April, we had 6 paying clients. There are 2 reasons. One, people did not have money to spend on marketing. And marketing is usually in the cost-cutting end. So if they want to cut costs, they cut on marketing. And 2, even if people had money, they did not know what was coming ahead. So they did not want to spend money. Right? So at the end of the day, they stopped spending and we stopped gaining. So there was no business. And that is when we thought, we should pivot somewhere. Because we thought that we had arrived. We were going to a big agency, but that's when we got a huge hit. But we were a team of 10 people. One good thing that we did was, we were able to sustain as an agency for the next 1 year. We always had money in the bank. We were always a cash positive company. So we had money in the bank. So we were able to sustain for the next 1 year. But before that, within that 1 year, we had to understand what we were going to do next. So we started building a personal brand around me, right? Sudharsanan Ganapathy as a personal brand. I started educating people on personal branding, on digital marketing as a whole. When I started as a digital marketing, right? Because I had a digital marketing agency and knew digital marketing. So I thought I will educate people about digital marketing, and which worked out very well. I went from 130 followers to 10,000 followers in a span of 6 months. And from there, I started getting leads. Then I knew that it was working. Right. I started getting leads and I started getting conversions because I had provided so much value with my content. People were willing to work with me. And that's when it struck me. Digital marketing was not the problem I was supposed to solve. Personal branding is. Because there are a lot of digital marketing agencies in this country. Every street has one. We thought we will become a personal branding agency. So we rebranded ourselves into a personal branding agency and made this the only service that we offer. And that was when our first client got onboarded in December of 2021. Right. Today we work with over 200 founders. Currently, we have 108 founders in our retainer. We are a team of 20 people operating out of Chennai and the USA. And Our clientele, they range from early stage startups to unicorns. We have clients from over 11 countries. So this is something that we've done with our company. And the entire growth of this company is based on my personal brand. And that's what a personal brand can do. We are a marketing agency that does not spend on marketing. 100% of our leads are inbound or through referrals. So we do not spend even a penny on marketing. 100% of the PR, 100% of the talks, everything that I've attracted, they're all organic. I never paid for PR. So that's exactly what I'm going to teach you now. How to build a personal brand so that you can grow your business, your career effortlessly, easily, right? Now let's dive into the topic. I'm sharing my screen now. Yeah. Can you guys see my screen? Perfect. So let me talk. What do you think about, what do you think is personal branding is? Can someone describe what you think personal branding is?
Perhaps making yourself known to the rest of the world.
Good. What else do you think personal branding is?
We are we're not products or services as a group, but we are offering whatever we are offering as a single person. So in this scenario, I think the branding of the person plays an important role in getting work or being recognized or being paid well and all that.
Excellent.
Establishing authenticity and trust to a person.
Excellent. You are all right. But to put this in a specific way, we live in an era where people trust more in people than in brands, right? And you could have noticed this trend. 10 years ago, when someone is the CEO of a company, you will not know the name of the CEO. You'll only know the name of the company, right? You didn't care who the CEO was. You just wanted to know what the product or the service the company offers, and you wanted to know if the company is really legit, right? And we bought from that company. But now you don't buy from companies, you buy from people, right? You want to know who the person behind the company is, what their value systems are. And once you understand and once you're convinced with their value systems and their thought process, you buy from the company, not the other way around. And that is the reason why most people now start showing their faces. Starting from Elon Musk to Saravana stores is the same game, right? Everybody wants to put their face out because it builds more trust in people. And that's what personal branding is. Personal branding is when you want to position yourself as an authority in your industry. Right? There's this confusion again. Is it about becoming a celebrity? No, it's about becoming an authority, right? So I have zero interest in becoming a celebrity. I don't want to be famous. I want to be known to a specific group of people. I'll tell you what my goal is. There are 10 lakh medium and large size business owners in India, which is 1 million people, right? I just want to be known to these 1 million people. I don't want to be famous. I want to be an authority in a specific niche for a specific group of people. So that's what personal branding is. Personal branding is all about specificity. More specific you are, the easier it is for you. What problems can personal branding solve? And there are three predominant problems that personal branding can solve. And everything that I'm telling in this, that I'm speaking now and going to speak in this webinar is from my experience. Nothing here is theoretical, everything is practical, right? So people who come to us, they come to us for three reasons. The first reason is fundraising. If you are a founder and if you want to raise funds, you should understand that investors don't invest in companies, investors invest on founders. Right? People invest on people. So they have to know who the person running the company is and how capable that person is in running that company. Because it's about whether no, usually when we invest in companies, we see two things. Is the idea scalable? Is the TAM big enough? TAM is total available market. Is the TAM big enough? Two, will this founder be able to tap that TAM? Right? These are the two things we look for when we invest in companies. So when you can establish that online, people will be willing to invest in you. Now, that's the first one. For example, I'm not even raising funds. I run a service company, so we don't get into inappropriate risk, right? Because fundraising is for people with huge risk. We do not get into risk, so we don't raise funds. But still, I have verbal commitment from 25 people that if I start something scalable, they would invest in me, right? So it's actually very simple. Raising funds become a joke. We have a few clients who raised funds so easily, effortlessly, and they're even looking for more funds to come in because a lot of VCs notice personal brands. And moreover, it's always better than them wanting to invest in you than you wanting, right? So that's the first problem that you'll solve. Second problem, hiring problem. How many of you have faced this hiring problem? You want to work with people, but you don't know if if you'll get the right resource, or if you have the right resource, you don't know how long they'll stick with you, right? All entrepreneurs go through this. I understand, and this is a huge problem that personal brands can solve. If you are a personal brand, people will want to work with you, and it's always better if they come to you than you going to them. And one good example is our company. A lot of people stick around in our company. The ones who come in, they stick around. There are two reasons. One is my personal brand. Two is the growth they get inside. But yes, but my personal brand usually attracts a lot of resumes. It's not just for me, for any personal brand. I've spoken with thousands of personal brands, and every single one of them tell me this. We always have 500 to 600 resumes lying around. Is that a good place to be in? It's an amazing place to be in terms of hiring. 500 to 600 resumes lying around. So that's our HR email. We have an email ID for our HR, and it's all of unopened emails. And that's how many resumes we get. So that's the second problem. And the third problem is sales, especially B2B sales. How many of you have struggle in selling? How many of you want your products be sold or your service be sold? Is there anyone who want to make it effortlessly? Right, two of you, amazing. So three of you, great. Services. This can help you in getting a lot of clients, especially when you establish yourself as an authority in a specific industry. People want to work with authorities. People want to work with people who know stuff. Now, there are usually when people are looking for someone, they're looking for someone who does something that they don't know, correct? Which means when you educate people about what you know, people will be willing to work with you, right? So sales becomes a joke. I'll give you a small example. I started generating my first lead in the 6th month of my content creation journey, right? And that led to, now we are in my 24th month, I guess, 25th month. So I started creating content on April 1st of 2021. That's my day. That's the day when I created my first content with an intention of building a personal brand. I had 130 followers then, right? So today I have around 47,000 followers, I guess. So I had 130 followers then. Now in any given 24 hours, I grow by 50 followers. My profile grows by 50 followers. But at that point, I started generating one lead. Last month, I generated 147 leads. All CXOs, all founders, co-founders, MDs, CTOs, COOs. That's who we work with, and they're all CXOs. So that's how easy your personal brand can start generating leads for you. Right. Now, going to the next one. People buy quality. Have you heard this statement? My product will speak for itself. I don't have to talk about my product. Have you heard of this? Or have you said this? I have a very good product or service. People, I don't have to talk about it. My product talks for itself. Right? We've heard of this. I still see a lot of people saying this, but the truth is, people don't buy quality. They come back for quality. Now, once they've experienced the product or the service, if they like it, if they like the quality, they come back for it. They keep buying, but they don't come for quality. People don't buy quality. People buy familiarity. Right? The more familiar you are, the easier it is for you to make the first sale. At the end of the day, the success of your business totally depends on the quality that you deliver. But the success of sales does not depend on that. It depends on familiarity. Now let's think about this. Let's think about your soap, the soap that you're using. Why did you buy that soap? There are two reasons why you bought it. One, your parents have already been using it, and it's kind of a tradition in your family that you only use that soap. Or you picked it up from a supermarket. And when you picked it up from a supermarket, you subconsciously picked it up. You did not decide that you wanted to buy that soap, but you simply bought that soap because they have been subconsciously priming you with the ads. You're so familiar with the product that you subconsciously pick it up. Right? People confuse familiarity with quality for the first time, usually. The more the content you put out, people believe that you're really good at it. Even if you're not, that's a problem, but still, people believe that your product is good. For example, most people who haven't used my product have recommended me to people. Right? Because they've seen my content so many times and started believing that my product or service is very good. So that will happen for you too. The more familiar we get, the more sales you attract. There are 3 ways by which you can brand yourself at scale. I'm not just talking about branding online. I'm also going to talk about offline, but predominantly online. Okay. The first method is PR, public relations. How many of you have you tried PR? Have you been featured in any newspaper, articles, TV channels? We've all tried it. Entrepreneurs, if you're entrepreneurs, you would have already tried it. No, I know Mira has tried it. No, the thing is, online PR is magic. I'll tell you how. For example, let's say you're featured in 10 online magazines or 10 online articles. When someone searches for you or your company on Google, all these articles show up too. It's not just your website. That builds trust in people. Now, branding is about trust, right? The more people see your face, the more places your face is in, people start building trust in you. And that's PR. And PR is very, I'm not talking about offline PR here at all. I'm only talking about online PR, which is not even expensive. Right? And the second one is authoring a book. See, author, authority. That's where the word comes from. So if you have written a book, you subconsciously become an authority in that industry in people's minds. You don't even tell people that you are an authority. You just have to hand over your book to them. Right? And I'm not talking about writing a bestseller. I'm not talking about writing a book that would sell millions of copies. I'm just asking you to author a book. I'm not asking you to become a writer. I'm asking you to become an author. To author books. I'll tell you why. Your book is an enhanced visiting card. That's all it is. It's an enhanced visiting card. I'll give you an example. Let's say you or your salesperson go somewhere to do a sale, right? They have an appointment. They go to do a sale. They talk to, and they give them their visiting card. They talk to that person for half an hour to 1 hour, and then they say that I'll confirm it in a week, and in a week it's an yes or no, right? That's how the usual sales cycle is. But let me tell you, when you go meet someone, let's say you or your salesperson gives your book to them as a visiting card, and then they already have believe that you are an authority in that industry, and the conversation that you have won't be a sales conversation. It would be a relationship building conversation, and even before you come to your office, the sales is done. That's how fast a sales cycle can be if you write a book. I've noticed this in a lot of people, especially coaches, freelancers, or trainers. You guys must write a book because it makes your job multiple times easy. And coming to digital assets, Let me not talk just about LinkedIn. Let me talk about the entire digital assets that you can build. Here are the 4 digital assets that you can build. Actually, there are 5 assets. Is there anyone from out of India who is attending this event? Anyone from out of India?
No, Sudarshan.
Oh, good. Perfect. The reason I asked is because if you're out of India, you should be on TikTok too. TikTok is one amazing business platform. Out of all platforms, TikTok is the one with the most organic reach. If you want to go viral today, have TikTok. You'll go viral today. No matter the kind of business you are in, you have to be on TikTok if you are not in India. But since we are in India, we only have 4 options. The first option is you have to YouTube. If people see you on screen, they take you as a celebrity. That's a subconscious priming that Indians still have, right? That you are a star. So if you want that image, start creating content on YouTube. Do podcasts, do shows, do educate people, talk about something that you really, really know. Create long videos, create short videos, create multiple types of videos so that you become known. That's the first one, YouTube. And YouTube was never considered a viral platform until Shorts. Now, Shorts has changed the game. There's a very good opportunity for you to go viral because even people who do not follow you, who have not subscribed to you, will be able to see your content through Shorts. And if they like that content, they will subscribe to you. And then they will consume the other content that you're creating. Right? So there is macro content on YouTube, there is micro content on YouTube. Micro content is a gateway to macro content on YouTube. Macro content is long videos, micro content is short videos. Then coming to Facebook. If you want organic reach, there is no organic reach on Facebook. Organic reach is practically dead. But if you're going to run ads, there is no better platform than Facebook. Facebook is amazing in terms of micro targeting. I'll give you examples. When we were about to get married, when we got engaged, we started getting ads for marriage clothing. All Manyavar and Lagan ads were showing to me, right? And after we got married, in 1 or 2 years, we started seeing. Right after getting married, we started getting tour packages, honeymoon packages, ads. I'm not even kidding. No, I'm serious. And after I announced the birth of my son, I started getting all kids toys. Have you seen Hamley's ads? I've seen Hamley's ads.
Yeah.
So it was weird then, but now I understand.
I used to wonder, just to add over here, I would have seen something, like for example, in Google or on Insta. So before I could travel to the app Facebook, the ad would be just right in front of my face. Hey, Meera, did you see me there?
Yep.
Something like that. So yeah, so much I agree with this ad.
So you start seeing ads because it's very targeted. So that's how specific ads are. I recently was in Dubai, and now it keeps showing me how to start business in Dubai. It knows I am an entrepreneur. It knows that I travel to Dubai, which means it automatically considers me as a good prospect who would want to start business in Dubai. And now consultancies ads have been showing to me that would help me start business in Dubai. So that's how specific Facebook can be in terms of targeting people. And Instagram builds influence. Discoverability on Instagram is close to 0, but chances of going viral is very high. Because Instagram is not a keyword-driven platform, it's a hashtag-driven platform. Just like Twitter, there is no discoverability on Instagram, right? So short videos, reels is the way to go on Instagram. Coming to LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a business platform. It's a serious platform. And people who are serious about their growth and career are on LinkedIn. And that is why there is no mindless scrolling on LinkedIn. Not like Instagram and YouTube. Instagram and YouTube, there's mindless scrolling. You keep mindlessly scrolling, and the video creator has to put in effort to make you stop the scroll. On LinkedIn, you don't have to put in a lot of effort to stop the scroll. If you can provide value, your content will reach a lot of people. It's as simple as that. So people with a lot of value, people with a lot of knowledge, there's a very good opportunity that you can grow on LinkedIn than any other platform. Growth on LinkedIn is linear. It's not exponential, but it's worth it. For example, I had 10,000 followers when I started creating reels. I started creating reels recently, and I created 15 reels till now. And out of the first 7 reels, 1 reel went viral. I had 200,000 views, and I went to 20,000 followers. 10,000 to 20,000 was overnight, was in 2-3 days, right? And in the next 7 reels, 1 reel went viral. And that got around 500,000 views, and I gained 10,000 more followers, which means I'm at 30,000 followers and gained 20,000 followers in less than a month. That does not happen on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, the growth is very linear. It's about how much engagement you drive on a daily basis, how much engagement you bring to your content on a daily basis, which means it's directly proportional to how much value you provide to your audience. If you are valuable, you grow. If you're not, you won't grow. It's as simple as that. So how to create valuable content? Become valuable, then create valuable content. So consume a lot of good content, become valuable in your industry, become an expert in your industry. And then when you establish that, you automatically grow. So I'll tell you how to grow on all 4 platforms. Ready? YouTube. One macro content per week. Macro content is something that is from 30 minutes to 40 minutes. That's macro content. And 7 micro content. And this macro content, let me tell you how it should be. It should be in points, which means if someone stops in middle, it should not be a story. It should not be one single story for 20 minutes to 40 minutes, because people don't listen to stories that long. People listen to tips. For example, or conversations, it has to be a podcast where it's not a story, it's a conversation. Or it could be 7 ways to grow on social media. It could be 10 ways to draft an effective story. It could be something like that, which means it's in points, right? So point 1, point 2. I'll tell you why to make in points. If you can make in points, you can cut that point alone and make it a reel or a short. Right? You don't have to put in extra effort to create more content. You can use the same content in multiple places. So 1 macro content and 7 micro pieces of content regarding that 1 macro content, so that when people see this micro content, they should want to see the full content. That's about YouTube. If you can create 365 shorts in 1 year, 1 shot a day, and 52 macro videos, you will at least have 50,000 followers by the end of the year. At least 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. 50,000 on YouTube is a great deal, right? Coming to Facebook. Facebook is for ads. If you want to run ads, use Facebook, or else don't waste your time there. But for videos, there is monetization on Facebook, but it's again very little money. Right? Coming to Instagram. Instagram, the only way to grow on Instagram is through Reels. If you want to grow on any of these platforms, you have to do one of 3 things. The first one is entertain. You should be a very good entertainer if you want to entertain people, right? Or educate people. Know something really, really well and teach it really, really well. So that's educating. And inspire. If you've done something in your life, show it and inspire people so that they want to be like you. Have you heard this? People follow someone. People follow you when they like you. People keep following you when they want to be like you. Right? So if you can inspire people, they will keep following you. They will be with you for a very long time. So holding your audience is easy. Right? And then comes, and that's how you create reels. You create micro content. But one good thing about Instagram is that there is mindless scrolling. It's usually a bad thing, but if you are a content creator, it's a good thing. I'll tell you why. If you can learn how to stop a scroll, you grow. Here's a simple tip. You should make Instagram, not just Instagram, this is common for all platforms, but let me be specific to Reels now. If you can give what the platform needs, the platform will give you what you need. Right? Let's say, what does the platform need? It wants more people to spend more time on that platform. Correct? Have you ever noticed that you post a link and that post does not do well. Have you noticed it? I'll tell you why. Because you're trying to bring people out of that platform. And the platforms don't like it. They want people to be on that platform for a very long time. So links don't work on that platform, right? So which means if you spend more time on that platform, you grow. I consciously, when I wanted to grow on LinkedIn, I consciously spent 1 hour every day on LinkedIn in the first 6 months. But now I don't do it. I've kind of trained the algorithm. But yes, that works. Or you make other people stay long on that platform. There are 3 ways by which you can make people stay long. 1, they should engage on your content. Rewatch, reread, engage. That's the first one. Which means if it's on Instagram, if people rewatch a reel, it will take that, that the reel is really good and it will show it to more people. Right? That's the first one. Or even if you comment while you are commenting, the reel is running, right? It's running. So that's the first one. So you are making them rewatch and it grows. The second one is you save the content. When people save your content, Instagram or LinkedIn, it understands that hey, this content is really good. They want to rewatch this, which means we have to show this content to more people. Or when you share the content, which means you are making someone else, you're sharing it to your friend or putting it on your story so that a lot more people can see it, and you're making a lot more people stay on the platform. So if you can do all these 3 things, you will grow on Instagram, and LinkedIn. It's the same algorithm, similar algorithm. So make people stay long, make them save, make them share. That's it. So if you can give what the platform needs, it will give you what you need. And for that, you have to stop the scroll, right? So stopping the scroll, that's how it happens. You have to use a proper first 3-second transitions. That's it. That's it on Instagram. Because on Instagram, the scrolling is mindless. So for first three seconds transition is very important. For example, if you watch one of my reels, you will understand what I mean. And on LinkedIn, there is no mindless scrolling, but the hook line helps. If the first line can catch their attention, nothing like it. They will read the entire content, which means they're spending more time on your content. And LinkedIn would think that, hey, if someone is spending more time on this content should be valuable. This content has to be shown to more people. So that's how it works. Because Instagram and LinkedIn has organic reach, and we can tap on that organic reach. So that's about creating digital assets, guys. Let's talk about why LinkedIn. Let's be very specific now. LinkedIn has unlimited organic reach. It's not like other platforms. Do you remember Facebook from 2012, 2013? We used to use Facebook on laptops, and in the top right corner, there will be a scroller that will be moving. So when your friend has commented on so-and-so's photo, your friend has liked so-and-so's photo. Now, when I was in college, I used to think, why is this boy commenting on this girl's photo? No, then I understood that they were boyfriend and girlfriend. But then that's how you found out. Do you remember those days? If you are Gen Z, you will not remember. But if you are, if you are in the 30s or 40s, you will remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So early 40 here. So I definitely remember. I used to get a lot of information through those. So
Exactly.
I never used to see my feed. I used to see on the top right who is commenting on who's.
Exactly. That's what we did. And that's what I did too at that time. And that feature is still on LinkedIn. It's still alive on LinkedIn. It's not a scroller, but you can see it on a feed. I'll give you an example. Let's say you have created some content, and let's say it's about me. Okay. Let's say you tagged me in a photo, and let's say I've engaged on your content. And if your content is good, my audience will also engage on it. If it's of interest to them, they will also engage on it. And if they've engaged on it, their audience will also be able to see the content. And if they like it too, they will also engage on it. Which means the possibility of going viral is much more on LinkedIn than any other platform. Right? That's the first one. There's unlimited organic reach. And the second one is professional platform. There is, instead of no time wasters, take it less time wasters. There are a few time wasters, but yes, predominantly people with serious goals are on LinkedIn. The third one is direct line to decision makers. Let me give you a task. Try this. I've already tried this, and I'm talking this from experience. Choose 50 rich people from your city. 50 richest people from your city. Okay, that's number one. How do you find it? Google. You will know. Right? 50 richest people from your city. Find them on all platforms. LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Right? Find them on all platforms. Drop the same message to them on all platforms. Draft a decent introductory message and drop them on all platforms. And wait for replies. See from which platform you get the first reply. It's usually LinkedIn. But if you don't get reply on LinkedIn, you don't get reply anywhere because they're inactive on social media itself. Right? That's how powerful LinkedIn is. People who make decisions, people who are big business people are active on LinkedIn. Very active on LinkedIn indeed. Right? So it's direct line to decision makers. You can talk to CXOs easily. And people on LinkedIn usually reply to messages. Right? They usually, if your message is good, if your profile is good, if your profile looks good, they usually reply. And the fourth one, and the most important one, is richer platform in terms of content and money. In terms of content, if you want to grow in life, consume a lot of content from LinkedIn. That itself is enough. If you can consume, like, no, yes, Mira.
Just to add over here for the LinkedIn, during my recruitment, HR, and training journey for close to 17 years in the corporate, when the entire world was recruiting through Naukri Times job portal, that's when I realized I'm getting a repeat. My focus started on LinkedIn since 2008 or something. And actively, I started recruiting people between 2011 and 2016 only through LinkedIn. And these were all CXOs and senior vice president. Getting them through LinkedIn was far easier than any of these things. So I would definitely, end of the day. In fact, I made lakhs and lakhs of incentives per month through LinkedIn by recruiting these CXOs for my organization. So yeah, just to add, I wanted.
Perfect. Exactly. That's how easy it is to do it on LinkedIn. Trust me. And content, I grew personally by consuming good content from LinkedIn, right? And money. Let me give you a fun fact. An average income of an average Facebook user is $10, right? And average income of an average LinkedIn user is $45,000. I'll repeat, average user of an average Facebook user is $10 annually, which means there is a lot of jobless people or students who are active on LinkedIn, who are active on Facebook, right? Youngsters active on Facebook. But on LinkedIn, the average income itself is $45,000. 45,000 in today's value is over 30 lakhs. It's over 38 lakhs, I guess. So that's how big LinkedIn is. Which means if you want to make money, be among people who make a lot of money. It's as simple. If you're very active on LinkedIn, you get noticed by decision makers and it's easy for you to get rich. Now, I found something about getting rich recently. I was thinking about why rich people get rich. And then I understood they either are among people who are already rich or they are solving problem for the rich. There's only two ways, right? You either solve a small problem for a large group of people or you solve a huge problem for a small group of people. Right? Usually solving large problems usually solving small problem for a large number of people require products like Vola, like Oyo, like Zepto. It's a small problem, but for a large group of people. But let's say a private jet, chartered flight company, they solve a large problem for a small group of people. It's again a large problem, right? So these people are on LinkedIn. If you can solve a large problem, if you're really, really talented and skilled at something, and if you want to sell to rich people, it's easy to do it on LinkedIn. Perfect. So what does a well-optimized LinkedIn profile look like? Okay, drop in the comments what you take from this screenshot. What do you understand from this screenshot? Drop in the chat, please. What do you understand from the screenshot? Okay, what you do? Good. You can understand what I do. What else do you understand? Anyone else? Perfect. People know about my brand in one go. Next. Perfect. It connects me well with my brand and my offering. Good. Relevant hashtags. Perfect. Was personal brand established. Good. Perfect. All of you are right. But let me list it down, right? The first thing that people notice is your photo. If you don't have a photo, or if you have your photo hidden, change the settings. Why? Photos build trust. It's as simple as that. Your followers are more to gain credibility. Okay, got it, Kishore. But yes, in terms of photos, there is this simple study. If your photo, if in your photo you are smiling, you get a lot of followers. I'm not even kidding. People trust people who can smile, not just online, even offline. Look at any of my photos, I'll be smiling in the photo. Predominantly, right? I deliberately make sure that I smile for camera. One, it looks good. Two, people like people who are happy, right?
I watch for that. I met you.
Yeah. So
yeah, Tanka, you want to share? Please unmute.
yes, Tangam.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to convey that I completely agree with what you just said. The smile, it makes a lot of difference.
Yeah, true, right? Because people naturally are inclined towards people who are happy. They just want to be around people who are happy. So if you look happy in your photo, people just want to be around you and they follow you simply. Even if they don't see your content, they follow. There are a few people who have told me, I'm talking about men, I'm talking about not talking about women. Men who gain a lot of followers just because they have a smiling face on their DP. Right? It's that easy to attract people when you are smiling. And two, this banner is very important. Why is this banner important? This banner is not to put in images. It's not to put in designs. It's to tell people what you exactly do, because people don't have the time to scroll through your profile. Just by visiting your profile, they should know what you do. And that is why I mentioned what I do. And I've also included a call to action, my website. Right? www.thesocialcompany.in is my call to action. For reference, I've also added my logo here in the top left. Because people know that I run a company and that this company offers the service, but I'm the founder of the company. So that correlation happens in the first go. 3, the color tone. Stick with a specific brand color for a very, very, very long time. Right? Because people subconsciously relate with colors. And no, if you think of red, you think of McDonald's and KFC. Why? Because they've used the color for 40, 50 years. That's why. The longer you use the same color, the sooner the color becomes your brand. There are a few people who told me when they keep scrolling through LinkedIn, if they see yellow, they stop. Because it's my content. Because they've been regular readers of my content and they stop to read my content. And they've told me this. Because for the past 2.5 years, I've been using the same color throughout LinkedIn, not just on LinkedIn. On anything that I do, I put yellow. Exactly the same hex code, not even a different hex code. The same hex code we use. So, and use minimal colors. If you are using colors in my profile, if you look into my profile, you will see only 3 colors: white, black, yellow. That's it. Minimal colors. So Because people have to have people, you should give space for people to relate a color with you. So use minimal colors. Keep it plain. Don't use gradients. Don't use fancy colors. It does not work. It looks good, but it does not work in terms of branding. Right? And that is why KFC uses plain red. McDonald's uses plain red. They can use gradients, but they don't. Plain colors stick with people. They easily relate with plain colors, especially men. If your audience is men, use plain colors. My audience is predominantly men, because there are a very few. There's only 1/10 of founders in India are not even 1/10 are women, which means 90% of my audience is men. So I have to use plain colors, right? Because men are not good with colors. Take it from me. So, right. The fourth one, your bio and about section. Your bio section is this one. I help people become brands. That line is the bio section. So I help people become brands is what I do. And if you watch this, the entire bio, it's all SEO optimized. You know how people have to search for you, right? Use those words on bio and keep it simple. Let's say people, if you are a content writer, write content writer. Don't write storyteller. It does not work, because people don't search for storytellers. People search for content writers. Think about what people would search and put it on your bio. If you're also a storyteller, say content writer and storyteller. That might work. But just storyteller will not get you orders, will not get you business. Right? So founder and CEO, they're both keywords. And if people search for the social company, I will show up because it's on my bio. If people look for personal branding, it shows up. If people are looking for angel investor, it will show up. Because that's what I want people to search me by. And in terms of hashtags below, if your profile is a creator profile, you get these hashtags. You can use up to 5 relevant hashtags. 5 is maximum. You can use you can even use 2, sometimes even 1. It's up to you, right? And here is a call to action. Initially, LinkedIn didn't have clickable links, right? But now they have clickable links. So you see the social company clickable link at the bottom. This one, in the bottom left. So that's a clickable link. If they click here, they go to my business website. And why business website? How many of you have websites here? Can I see a raise of hands? Have websites here? It's very important that you have a website, even if you are a freelancer. I'll tell you why. Because you have no other way to capture leads. Website is the only way to capture leads. Right? I'm happy that 2 of you are getting your website done, but others also please get 3 of you. Great. So others also please get your website done. Meera has a website because she has a business, and it tells people 2 things. You're serious about your business, and that you are willing to capture leads. Right? Only if they go to your website, they'll be able to drop their email and phone number. So you need a way to capture leads. If you go to my website, you will see a jumping WhatsApp button. People cannot miss it. If they are interested, they will click on it. That's how easy it is to drop leads through my website. So that's about profile optimization. And the same SEO optimization goes to the about section also. I'll tell you why. Most social media, all social media except LinkedIn is hashtag driven. For example, if you want to search something on Instagram, you search by hashtags, right? If you want to search something on Twitter, you search by hashtags. But on LinkedIn, you can search by keywords. It's like Google. Right? LinkedIn has its own SEO. So you can use it to your advantage. Not everyone knows this. So if you know it, you will be in the top 1% in terms of search results. So it's easy to come in front of people. And moreover, LinkedIn is not even crowded. The total strength of LinkedIn is less than 1 billion. Facebook is 5 billion. Right? Instagram is 5 billion. But LinkedIn is less than 1 billion. Think about the opportunity that you have. It's still LinkedIn hasn't scratched its surface. It's so naive. It's a naive platform. It's an early platform. So we are actually experimenting with a lot of things on LinkedIn, and we understand that it's still in its initial stages. So the growth is still coming. So if you can start now, you're still in your early stages. So you will grow very fast after this. So that's about optimization. Right. What should we do to get there? The first one is optimization. Everything that I spoke now is profile optimization, right? And with profile optimization, you can experiment a lot, find a lot of tools that will help you find keywords. For example, if you want to find keywords, you can use wordstream.com. There is a website called wordstream.com, which can help you find keywords. It's free. It's free for up to 5 keywords, I guess. And you can search for 5 keywords daily. So you can do a lot of experimentation. So that's so when you use those keywords, it will be very accurate. You will know how many people are searching for it in which country. For example, in the USA, you will see how many people are searching for it. In India, you'll see how many people are searching for it. So you can use those on your profile. Next comes content creation. Sudarshan, I understand what you're saying, but I don't know how to create content. Is there anyone like this? I don't know what content to create. I don't know. I understand that I'm an expert in what I do, but I don't know how to tell this. Is there anyone like it? Perfect, Kishore. Kishore is being very honest from the beginning. Good. You are confused, Padmaja. Good. Even I was
I
confused.
think Sudarshan, only men can share it with men.
Sorry?
Only men can share it with men. They are state of affairs. Sorry, state, but here we have 2 men over here remaining. Yeah, the majority we are here. So that's why Kishore would have been wondering, why or shouldn't I? The truth be told, I'm so sorry about that.
It's no, that's yeah, I agree too, Kishore. So see, creating content is not easy, but it's simple. But over time, it will become easy for you. For example, today I don't have to think about creating content. I just go with the flow. It has become a part of my habits. So we create content easily. But initially it was not so. And moreover, I'm an introvert. Only in events I speak out. After this, I go sit alone. So that's who I am. So usually people drain me. I like to be with people, but I get drained. I come home to sit alone and get recharged and then go to work. That's how I operate. So content creation was not easy for me in the beginning, but I started to learn the ways around it. I'll tell you what works on LinkedIn or any platform for that matter. The first kind of content is to the point business content, right? People want to know what you do. And predominantly, since most of you here are professionals and want career growth, people don't follow you, they follow your work, right? So talk about what you do, talk about your work, because your work is what is going to take you to the next level. So talk a lot about your work. The second one is generic positive content. Anything generic, but don't use simple quotes from the Google. Read some book, listen to podcasts, learn a lot, and then start creating content, and it will be your own, right? Not being positive for the sake of being positive, but being actually positive, right? Because people like seeing positive stuff on social media. It acts as a crowd puller, believe me. And how many of you think negative content reaches a lot of people on social media? How many of you think so? Can you see raise of hands? Or can you comment in the comment box below? How many of you think that negative content reaches a lot of people? Or how many people think positive content reaches a lot of people? If you think negative content reaches fast, you type N. If you think positive content, type P. Barney says N. Tangam says P. P. Nice. Most people think that positive content travels more. Negative content. Layoffs get more engagement. I understand that you're in HR, so good. I'll tell you what. Recently, there was a study. This is a 1.5 year old study. This was done during COVID-19. Three big influencers from three different platforms did this study. There's an influencer called Prince EA who does content on YouTube, right? And Nas Daily who does content on Nazir who does content on Facebook, and Jay Shetty who does content on Instagram. All three, they joined hands with Meta and Google. They got data from Meta and Google. These three and their teams, they sat together and put together a report, and they published the report. It's public information. You can actually go ahead and see it. Negative content travels very fast, dies very fast. For example, last week it was all about the train accident, right? This week, do you see the news about train accident? No, because it died fast. Do you remember this girl who turned down Nike advertisement, Nike's endorsement for Olympics? Remember, Olympics was 3 years ago. The next Olympics is coming up, and that content is still going viral. Positive content travels slow, but never.
I wrote about it too.
Yeah, see, positive content travels slow, but never dies. It is always there. Someone is always sharing it, talking about it. You know why? Humanity, human beings as a whole, are by and large good people. People by and large are good people, right? We cannot think bad about ourselves or others for very long. Even if we think that we do, it cannot be too long. We can do it for 1 day or 2 days, but not more than that. By and large, we are good people. That's who most of humanity is. So positive content never dies. So if you put it out, you keep the content that I posted like 2 months ago gets likes today. You know why? Because it's positive. It never dies. It keeps on going. But if you keep trend hopping, if you keep talking about things that are going viral at that point of time, it might go viral then at that point. But it will not. It will stop getting engagement after a while because it will become irrelevant. For example, if we talk about this train accident next year, it is irrelevant. You will not get even 1 like, right? Because it's negative. People don't want to see negative. But the same content that I posted today, the positive content, if I post it next year, it will get even more likes because I have more followers then, and people will start engaging on it because it's positive. It's simply because it's positive, people will engage on it. So you don't need a reason why to create positive content. So that's the second one. Create content that is positive. Take it from your life. Read books, listen to podcasts. If you're going to talk about books and give credit. If you're going to talk about something from a podcast that you listen, talk about the podcast, give credit. Make sure that your feed is positive. It's as simple as that. Third one is, third kind of content is value system based content. Talk about who you are as a person, what your value systems are. Believe me, if you want to do sales, if you want to sell your product or service, people don't buy when you talk about your business. People buy when you talk about your value systems. I'll tell you why. There are a zillion people who do the same business. They have a zillion options. Why would they buy from you? If the value systems match, they will buy from you, right? So talk about your personal values, business values, family values, things that you deeply believe in, your company culture, the culture that you're building, the team that you're building. Give credit to your team. Create a space where it's create a vulnerable space. It's okay. Talk about things that you deeply believe in. Except religion and politics, you can talk about everything, right? Because religion and politics, there are a lot of opinions out there. So let's not confuse our audience. As long as we are getting into religion or politics. So that's about value system based content. So these are the 3 kinds of content that work beautifully on any platform. The third step to do is train the algorithm, train the AI. We all know that LinkedIn works on AI and ML, right? It learns by itself, it adapts by itself. And for each profile, you can train it. if you have a profile, if it's your profile, you can train the algorithm for that profile. For example, the way I trained my algorithm and way Meera trained her algorithm could be totally different. Because our niches are different, our audience is different. Right? So I'll tell you how to train the algorithm. LinkedIn wants to know two things from you. The first one is who you are. It wants to know who you are. How do you tell who you are? Through your about section and bio section and through your content. Make sure you're talking about something that you're doing. That's why I said create business content. So in business content, you can never miss the word that you're doing, right? You can never miss the content. For example, if you're a content writer, you talk about content writing. If you are a trainer, you talk about training or coaching or mentoring. So once LinkedIn understands who you are, it wants to know who you are looking for, who your target audience is. So how do you train your LinkedIn for target audience? Specifically find these people on LinkedIn and connect with them. For example, if your target audience is only founders, now let me take an example. You find founders every day, find 10 founders every day and connect with them every day. So with that, LinkedIn understands that you are only looking for founders and you are wanting to connect with them. For example, if you look for founders in India alone and do it for a week, LinkedIn understands that you're looking for founders in India. Let's say you do it with founders in the USA for 1 week. Then LinkedIn understands that you're looking for founders in the USA. So that's how specific LinkedIn is. It learns beautifully well. Once you train the algorithm, it takes some time. It takes some 3 months to 6 months to train it. But once you train it, LinkedIn, once it zeroes in on who you are looking for, LinkedIn puts you in the suggestions for those people. After that, you don't have to connect with them, they will connect with you. So LinkedIn does your job if you train it well. But if you mess this up, your growth stops on LinkedIn. I'll tell you why. How many of you accept connection requests from everyone? If someone gives you requests, do you accept your request you accept from everyone? Which means you're messing the algorithm up. You're confusing it, and which will stop your growth. It's as simple as that. I have 3,200 requests that I have not accepted. It's not that they're bad people. It's not because they don't create good content. They also create, some people even create great content, but they are not my target audience. I don't connect with them. That's how you train your algorithm. And you can keep repeating all these 3 steps. You can keep experimenting with these three steps. Once you understand LinkedIn, how it works, you can make LinkedIn work for you. Right? And yes, finally, no matter what business you are in, you are also in content creation business. How many of you have no time to create content? Honestly, how many of you have no time to create content? Is there anyone who is really busy, who cannot create, and who don't have the time to create content? No one?
No,
Yeah.
only I can see a hand.
Tangam does not know. Tangam she is confused. She does not know.
It's not,
Yeah.
Yes,
Karuna
I'm
does not
going to
have time.
raise. Is anybody also
Yeah.
going to raise the hand?
Padmaja does not have time to, cannot do it. No, she's not being consistent. Karuna does not have the time. What if I tell you how to do it? Right? I am extremely busy, but I'm extremely consistent. I'll give you my technique on how I create my content and see if it helps you too. The rule is to post content daily. It is not to create content daily. Take a day in a month and create 30 content that day. That's the easiest way to create content. But if you're creating for multiple platforms, here's the strategy. You create the first content for YouTube. Tangam is completely new to social media. I understand. So here's the simple strategy that I follow. Create a macro content for YouTube and turn that macro content into a blog. There are a lot of transcription tools. You can use transcription tools to make it to text. That becomes a blog. Now I'm actually typing it in the comment section for everyone. Okay. YouTube macro content. Once you create, you can make it into a blog, right? If you can add some spice to it, it becomes a newsletter, right? You send it on emails. And if you can make that YouTube macro content into points, into 30-second to 60-second shorts, you can make shorts and reels from it, right? And if these shorts and reels are really short, they can be a Twitter post too. And from the newsletter, you can break the newsletter into 2 or 3 paragraphs and make it into carousels for Instagram and LinkedIn. Carousels are something that you slide through. Most of you would have seen, you slide through carousels. And these carousels can be made into threads on Twitter because they are long. And threads have very good reach on Twitter. And these shorts and reels can be made into posts for Facebook and posts for LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, you can write text, images, carousels, videos. Out of the 7 videos that you post on Instagram and Twitter, Instagram and YouTube, you can take one and post on LinkedIn too. Because you can experiment with videos there. You can experiment with carousels there. You can experiment with images. You can experiment with just text. You can do a lot on LinkedIn in terms of content, right? So how many platforms have you spoken about? Yes, Sri Karuna.
Can I interrupt you here? I have a doubt.
Yes.
Like I've seen some of the storytellers, seniors in the industry posting the same content on same post. It's exactly the same post. It would be available on Facebook and LinkedIn, and I'm connected with them on all the platforms. And it's like the same post on all 3 platforms: Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And I feel repeated, when I just log in either on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram. I feel, of course, I'm also posting the same thing on Facebook and Instagram, exactly the same text and the same pictures.
Right.
So, make it feel boring to people who are connected with us on all the platforms at the same time. No,
Perfect.
so
I have a tip.
that is a valid one, useful for everybody.
Valid one. I actually post the same content, but in different formats. On Instagram, I do videos, right? On LinkedIn, I don't post all videos on LinkedIn. I post 1 or 2 videos on LinkedIn and turn everything that I post in videos into text there.
Okay.
And on Instagram, I create Tamil content. On YouTube, on LinkedIn, I create only English content. I do not post Tamil content. Very rarely I post Tamil content, right? So it's actually you create in different formats. And even for LinkedIn, if I post text on Instagram, if I post quotes, I don't use the same template on Instagram. I use a different template so that it's new. I'll give you an example. Let me share my screen now. And let me stop sharing this and share my.
As Sudarshan is sharing his screen, just to add on over here, there are few apps like Hootsuite and a couple of them, many of us, I use a couple of apps, wherein, but I'm very conscious where it goes, like he was mentioning. So I use the same content for LinkedIn. It's specifically a business centric, so definitely not a reel based kind of a content we can float it. The same content on Insta, it will go in the form of a reel with some jazz and some music also to add in the background. So, but yeah, there are some people, Srikarna, like you mentioned, they use a couple of apps. They just put it on the app and the app automatically posts it on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. At the same time, you can just see, the same content. But it's become so often that of late people have started customizing it. Like what I do basis my experience for Facebook, my audience are different. Instagram, my audience are different. And LinkedIn, my audience are totally different. But everywhere I'm there for my business reason. So on Instagram, probably I can use a reel as a thing to share the same content that I shared on LinkedIn, but might be a little bit of a music or a little bit of a thing over here. So that's just a thing I thought I'd share.
Perfect. So can you see my screen? This is my Instagram screen, right? And this quote is the same as this. But people don't think it's repeated because they read again They spend a lot of time here. And see, almost 700 people have engaged on it here also. Here also, there's been a very good engagement. So it does, and a lot of people who follow me on one platform follows me on multiple platforms. So it's okay. It's okay to do it, but give some variety to it. It's not about the content, it's about the way you present the content too. On Instagram, I do a lot of videos, I do a lot of reels. But on YouTube, I don't. Sorry, on LinkedIn, I don't do a lot of reels. I don't do a lot of videos. But still, it works. So give them variety in terms of how you present it. It's not about what you post alone. So, for example, see, today I posted this on Instagram. I have a different template. On LinkedIn, I have a different template, but the same color theme. Black, white, and yellow is all I use. Here, black is more. On LinkedIn, white is more. That's it. That's the difference. So, other than that, there's no difference at all.
You maintain that. You maintain that with your shirt as well. With the yellow background.
Yeah, I have only one color shirt actually. I have 7 t-shirts in the same model. That's it.
Following Mark Zuckerberg, he wears all grey t-shirts.
Actually, people remember. Okay, let's put it this way: people like you and build trust in you when you look the same. That's why you build trust in brands, because they look the same logo for a very long time.
Oh my God. I agree, but for men it is okay to be seen in the same t-shirt every day. But we women have colorful wardrobes.
Okay. And moreover, I'm a minimalist, but actually you can be colorful and look the same in the type of clothing you do.
Okay.
For example, if you are a kurti person, wear different kurtis, but wear kurti alone.
Oh, okay. But I'm kurti and
yeah.
sari, both. I am in kurtis and saris.
Just, as you caught up on this aspect, whatever wardrobe I change, but people identify me with this.
Hairstyle.
I mean,
Yeah, you can actually make a caricature out of Meera.
no, last week a person, in fact, I was just to add, the family and a friend meet, and each of them were just drawing and explaining, can you identify who this is from? We were like around 50 plus people. They didn't put a lot of effort in mind. They just drew one N, and above that a bun on that, and they said, this is Meera. I mean, this is my comfort, but they call it as this is the way I look.
Actually,
I hope I'm not taking you off to this when your time limit. Please go on.
no. We have time. We have time, so no problem. Since someone asked about tools, and how many of you don't know where to get content ideas from? Content ideas. I'll give you a tip. You have someone in mind from the Western world who actually who you want to be. Do you have names from the Western world who you want to be? You have inspirations from the Western world? Anyone?
Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah Winfrey? Okay, very good. Just a minute. I'll share my screen.
Robbins.
Just a minute. I'll share my screen now so that I'll show you how it's done. Just a minute. Okay. Here's Oprah videos, right? Let's say this motivation arc video is the Oprah Winfrey video. Let me unmute it. Okay.
Always understood that there really was
Oprah
no
Winfrey video.
difference.
Here, do you see this tool in the right? Transcript and summary. This is a free Chrome extension. Transcript and summary is the name of the tool. Let's say you want to transcript it. It transcripts the entire video for you.
Okay.
Right? Let's say you copy it. You copy it and open ChatGPT. Make the following into a 10-point summary. Oh, it's actually in some other chat. Just a minute. Just a minute. I'll start a new one. Following. Okay. That's it. These are 10 points. Now use these 10 points.
As a 10 sliders for Instagram.
Not
And-
exactly, but you understand what I mean. You consume the content. Once you watch the video, you know what content actually resonates with you. The ones that resonate with you, you can make content through it. Yeah. And you can use, even if you're creating video content, you can take it out of it. And this content will be yours, because with each point you can add your experience and you can make it your video. So it's that simple. So that's how you get content ideas. Let's say there are a lot of people in your expertise, in your industry, who's done something great in the Western world already. Now, anything that the Western world does, India does it 2 years later, right? So if you want to be an authority in your industry, find someone who's already an authority in the Western world, duplicate them. Don't reinvent the wheel. If it's worked for them, it should work for you, provided you are as skilled as they are. So it will work for you. So now I simply assume that you are as skilled. So that's how you create content. You take content ideas, use it on multiple platforms. Like we said, how many platforms have we spoken about? Macro content on YouTube, 1, blogs, 2, newsletter, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 platforms, and Quora is 11. One content that goes on 11 platforms. And believe me, not the same audience is following you on all 11 platforms. They're all different audience. 90% of my Instagram audience is youngsters, 25 to 35. 90% of my of my LinkedIn followers are 35 to 45. They're serious audience. I don't have a lot of youngsters following me on LinkedIn. Usually viral content does not go viral in the target audience, right? That's something that people say, right? Let me show one of my viral content, and that's why I ask you to train the algorithm. Usually people say viral content does not go to the right target audience. People don't even have to trust viral content, right? But for me, the story is different. Not this one. This one, I guess. Yeah, I recently wrote a post about how to make 1 crore. It actually went viral. Almost 200,000 people saw it. And I'm clicking on the insights now. Yep. See who has seen my content? 3,000 founders, 1,800 co-founders, and 1,133 CEOs. I got 30 leads just with this one content. 30 leads. Right? So if you can train your LinkedIn algorithm properly, even if you go viral, you'll go viral only in your within your target audience. And that's why I don't even believe in viral content. I believe in decently performing content on a regular basis. 300, 400 likes on a regular basis is very good, because you don't need followers, you need a community. The idea is to build a community, not followership. Because I know that I'm not Hrithik Roshan, but I am an authority in my industry, and I know it. So if you are an authority in your industry, start establishing it, start creating content. And now I have something to say here in terms of creating content. If you have something good to say to this world, you must say it. Because if your product is good, or if your service is good, and if you're not talking about it, your audience is buying a bad product or a bad service. And it's a sin from our side. So thank you. And if you have questions, I'm willing to answer. Yes, Tangam.
So
Yes. Was someone else talking, or shall I go ahead?
Go ahead, Tangan.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Shikarana. So the thing is, I'm so glad that, I registered. It was like a last minute thing. And you've given so many ideas in this short, say 1.5 hours, especially to a person like I've just got into social media. I was a very self-involved involved person. I never had the time or the interest, to go and I've just about entered. And now that I'm into this, I've got now my own small training, phonics training company that I've just got registered. And I want to grow through social media. So I feel that, what you have said today, I've jotted everything down. And there is some kind of a relief. I was wondering where to start, although we've just approached somebody for launching a website, and that is being done on one side. But I wanted to be involved and never knew how to go about it because I'm not there anywhere. I've just about started following groups in Facebook. It's been a couple of months, probably close to a year in Facebook, but absolutely not active. Insta, probably 3 weeks ago, I got an account created in Insta. And now I know, okay, what I can do being there. And I'm honestly grateful for what you've just shared. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for coming and attending this event. We should thank Meera, I guess.
Thank you. And thank you so much, Meera. Thank you.
I think
So-
Srikarna wanted to share that.
Yes, Srikarna.
So Darshan, you just showed the demographics of who is following. So do we need to take a premium account on LinkedIn?
No, this is available for all,
Okay.
but the premium gives you more options. I have a premium account, but it gives you more options, but not this one. This is available for all.
Okay. And one more thing, yeah, that doubt of creating same content multiple ways you should. I mean, you made it look so easy. Thank you so much. This was the last minute thing even for me because yesterday I came back from Mumbai. I was not well, so yesterday I thought, shall I not register? But just at 9:50, I called Meera, send me the Zoom link, and I'm so glad I did. I am into social media and Facebook and Instagram regularly with my storytelling events and all, but I'm a procrastinator. Maybe because I'm a Virgo, I'm a perfectionist. I want to find the right words to put there, and even the randomly short pictures have to be brightness increased and cropped properly and put it with the right kind of music. It takes some time, and I'll think I'll do it today, and 3-4 days later, okay, that it's over. That event is over now. If I put it so late with a hashtag late post, it doesn't make any sense. So much of work that I have done in the past 3 months, I haven't put it out there on Insta, on Facebook as well. And LinkedIn has been in my, nudging, like I have to make my presence felt on LinkedIn. That's where I get work opportunities, where I'll get the revenue, to keep going. Of course, vitamin M also matters. It's not that you continuously keep doing, of course, we do it for the society, for the good, for the students, for the children. But unless there is vitamin M, you can't keep energizing yourself. So I'm so glad. I always believe in universe nudging me at the right moment that today I attended this session. Thank you so much, Meera. You're adding so much value to our community. Love you. And thank you.
Thank you. So this was from a girl to another girl.
The way you took the session and the way you made it look so easy, I'm like, I'm become a big fan of you. Thank you so much.
Cheers, Srikarna. Actually, it is easy. Once you start doing it, the thing is, it's not about being perfect at all. If you see my first content, you'll laugh. I had zero likes. No, it's okay. We all start there. No, it's a process. No, I call it the becoming. When people ask me, no, I do a lot of speeches, and when people ask me, will I be able to do what you did? I don't know, but the person that you become will do it. No, it's not about the person that you are today, because professionally you could be great, but in content creation you're new, right? So again, you're starting from the scratch. It's okay to start from the scratch. Multiple times you start from the scratch, and that's how you know. It's called climbing a summit. When you climb Mount Everest, it's not all upwards, right? there are a lot of valleys in between. So you climb up a small hill and then you climb down. It's not called falling down, it's called climbing down. So that you can climb up again, right? So there are multiple valleys in our life. And content creation, I see it as one, because when I started, I was a newbie too. So in my business, I was newbie once. Then I became good at my business. Then I found content creation as something that I wanted to try. And again, it was a downhill thing. And then when I got back up, now I'm very good in content creation. Now I'm trying something else actually. So it's again a downhill time for me. So things happen for a reason, and I'm so glad that you attended today.
I so agree with you. I remember when I shared a story for Meera's Maya Katha, how nervous I was about am I looking, is my voice good? Am I sitting in the right angle with the logo scene and all that? But now and recently I made small stories for another platform in Telugu, and I'm a much more confident girl right now. I know that, climbing the hill over we are consistent, it happens through that. Yeah.
Thanks for being there. Just adding over here to Sudarshan, I think you should definitely time permits, you should listen to. She is a wonderful narrator. Someone who was telling Kenai, but we were all flown. We recently also had a community connect, and we all were spellbound. So we all of us have something within us. It's just about bringing it out. It's all about that. Thanks. Thanks, Atanshika.
Much, Meera. Thank you.
Bharani. Oh, first of all, my apologies. There are 3 men over here. Sorry. Yes,
Hi, bro.
Hi, Barney.
Actually, I'm a YouTuber plus a Instagrammer. Basically, I'm an animation artist. What my doubt is, bro, recently I reached 1 lakh above followers. But my problem was I put in daily content creations, everything for 4 platforms. But I'm making a market videos like dresses, shoes, like that, making a videos.
Right.
So daily I getting at least 10 hard links. But how do I make a business that hard links?
Right. Usually it goes this way, bro. Content, community, commerce.
Okay.
If you try to sell in content, it won't sell. Bring them out of your LinkedIn.
Okay.
Bring them to a community, then sell there. I'll tell you how. Have you seen my Instagram? There's a link in the bio. It's for my newsletter.
Actually, I follow you on Instagram, but I don't see that.
Actually, most people see it. When they want to be part of your community, you can ask them to follow you also. In one of your reels, you can ask them. After your reel, you can tell them for more. I actually create. I actually send free newsletters. You can follow me in my. You can subscribe to my newsletter in the link that I've given in the bio, and people will subscribe to it. Okay, I have a website.
Okay.
People click and subscribe, and I'll do that at the end of the session, but still. So when people do it, they are deliberately wanting you to provide more value, correct? They want more value from you. That's why they do it. And when you keep nurturing them through emails and WhatsApp, they will start liking the content. And in between emails and WhatsApp, you can start recommending products. You can start selling products. And that's how people buy.
Okay.
So you cannot, if you sell on content, people will over a point think that you only sell with your Instagram profile, and they stop, and the profile stops growing.
Yeah, bro. So it's really reaching daily 100K like views, but I getting the shop side and customer sides getting same answers I getting like.
Exactly. So you have to build a community outside of Instagram.
Okay.
You need emails and phone numbers.
Okay.
I started my newsletter like 2 months ago. I have 5,600 emails now.
Oh, fine. Super, bro.
So I keep nurturing them over and over again with my emails. And when I want to sell something, I'll sell. Now I don't even sell. I just keep adding value.
Okay.
Give, so that you never have to sell. Now, when people ask me how much content should I create, how much should I give so much that people feel guilty that they're not paying you enough.
Okay. Thank you so much, bro. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Bharani. Thank you. Padmaja, please go.
Hi, Sudharshan. Wonderful session. Very insightful too. I have two questions, like based on LinkedIn algorithm. Most of them, they generate the content, but they also add a selfie which is not related to the content while posting. And lately I consume a lot of content from LinkedIn. I observed a pattern that these type of contents where a selfie is posted, but whatever the content is irrelevant to what the selfie is. But those posts get more viewership and engagements. Is there anything like that, or it's a myth?
Actually, it's a myth. I'll tell you why people use selfies along with it, because it's a scroll stopper. You
Yeah.
stop scrolls, right? And
Yep.
that's one reason. And in terms of engagement and viewership, it totally depends on how you trained your algorithm. For example, if you engage with, for example, if you have enough followers but don't get engagement, there are only two reasons to it. One, people don't like your content. Two, people haven't seen your content. And if your content is good, you can rule out number one. So number two is the reason, right? People haven't seen your content. So you go through your followers, your connections, see how many people are inactive. Go inside each profile and see if they're inactive, remove connection with them. I did that when
Okay.
I started, actually. After college, in 2012, when I finished college, I had 5,000 followers, 5,000 connections on LinkedIn. I've connected with all my friends, juniors and seniors, because my placement officer told me if I didn't have a LinkedIn profile, I will not get placed. So we all created something, and we connected with everyone in college, and we all had 5,000 followers then, right?
Yeah.
But the problem is they all stopped being active after college because they all got jobs, and they get active
True.
when they are looking for jobs. Every 2 years, once in every 2 years, they get active for 1 month, and then they get a new job, and then they forget about LinkedIn. So that's how most of my friends are. So I actually sat down and removed connections and came down to 130 people who are actually active on LinkedIn. And from 130, I built it back to 47,000. But the thing is, when I had 5,000 followers, when I posted something, I used to get 4 or 5 likes. When I had 130 people, I used to get 80 likes. And here's a simple tip. I'll tell you how this algorithm, this way works. Once you post something, LinkedIn shows your content to random 10% of your audience, of your connections. And if these 10% people engage on your content, if a lot of people engage on your content from those 10%, LinkedIn says that, hey, this content is good, people are engaging, so that I'll show them the next 90%. If people don't engage on the content, no matter how good your content is, it becomes dead content. It will not be shown to others. So remove people. It's not about the number of followers at all. Number of followers is a myth. It's not about number of followers. I've seen this on Instagram. I've seen this on Twitter. I've seen this on LinkedIn. I've seen people with over 30,000 connections fail miserably on LinkedIn. I know people who have 200 connections but do amazing work on LinkedIn. It's not about number of followers. It's about content and engagement rate. Your engagement rate matters.
Got it. And the type of content what you post, like see, for me, I whatever I like or whatever that day what strikes for me, I write about that.
Right.
It's not consistent, but the pattern of audience insights what I get mostly, if I am posting a content on edutech, I get the pattern as edutech, not the core target audience at whom I want to target. So the choice of content also matters.
Actually, it matters. But at the end of the day, it's about what you know and who you are speaking to, right?
Yeah.
So you have to address one person, not a crowd. So create a persona of one person who would want content from you and speak to that 1% on your content. And believe me, that works beautifully well. And make it personalized. Don't say, for example, if you're giving an advice, don't say we should do it. Say that you should do it. Make it very personal
Okay.
to them. So if you look at my content, it's all you.
Yeah.
One, it's very affirmative. It's you tell with authority. And two, it's personalized. They actually start applying it in their lives. Because your content has to be persuasive in a way that they start applying it.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
I created a lot of, I have a habit right from 2017. I have a set of 3 good morning quotes with the most beautiful pictures from nature, with quotes from great personalities. They could be writers, poets, actors, or world leaders. spiritual leaders, or sometimes when that particular quote doesn't fit the particular picture, I write myself. Okay. But whenever I write, I always used to make it we, because that's not that point I want, because I felt when I'm saying you should do this, there is a small voice in my head saying, who are you to tell somebody to do something? You're not a Mahatma, or you're not a spiritual leader yourself to ask to tell somebody you should do like this, you should be like this. So often I use we, but now you told a contradict point that we should use you. So yeah.
Actually, when we speak, for example, when I speak in this event, I say we, because I feel people, make people feel inclusive. But in terms of content, it does not work.
Okay.
It has to be spoken to one person. It's not to a crowd. Here, you know that I'm speaking to a crowd, right? But on content, from your perspective, you are reading me one-to-one.
Right.
So it has to be one-to-one. So
Got it. Thank you.
yeah, cheers. Exactly. We work for collaborations on webinars, on seminars. When you speak from stages, you say we. But when you speak on content, you say you. So
Yes, I think Aparajita has raised her hand.
Hello.
Hi.
First of all, thank you for the great session. I like being a content writer myself. I've been doing this, using like I have this idea of doing it, but frankly for myself, I have never applied it because so for last 8+ years, I've been writing for brands and all that. And luckily, LinkedIn literally worked like out of nowhere. It's like my best buddy kind of. So by now it's been a journey kind like that, because like from my first job to my first internship to my last job, I got everything from LinkedIn. But now it's more like there is a transition of the phase. Now I'm less of a content writer and I'm moving towards my handmade business that I started back in my college days, and I'm starting and giving it a full time again. So now my audience from that business is that's a handcrafted to home decor and jewelry and all that kind of business. It is having more a B2C audience. To the B2B level, I haven't reached yet, so that will be the second part of it. So for now, it's a B2C audience, and it's something which works well on the social media, but not something that's working well on the LinkedIn. Other part, I do write the stories, poetry, and so whenever I push that kind of content, I put that on LinkedIn. But for the other part, talking about my business or speaking out on that perspective, I'm just confused like how to put it. Even on my business page also, I feel like, okay, what to talk about? Like on the Facebook or Insta, Pinterest, you can post the products that you are selling. Maybe you can sometimes talk about the how-tos also. But on LinkedIn, it's entirely a different audience. So that's where I'm facing the struggle, and like, okay, once or twice I can talk about my business in a month. Okay, that's what I'm making or something. But overall, portraying in a business perspective, I'm not getting it. It would be because other than that, if I start posting it, it will be mostly the kind of posts that the festival post and the events based post, which turns out to be very monotonous.
Right.
So I'm in that space that whether I should go for it or not, because of course it's like a business, so you got to have a business page, and then you would be hiring later, so that will be a thing. But what should be correct thing?
Perfect. I've been through a similar situation with one of my friends. Sales does not happen for B2C on LinkedIn. There is almost zero sales, right? For B2C. If it's B2B, it works. But if you're building a business that's going to last long, and if you want to sell your business eventually, it's important that you position you properly now. From now, you don't position yourself as a jewelry business owner. You position yourself as a business owner. Talk about business, talk about how you do business, how to treat clients, how to treat customers, how to treat your employees, when to reward, what to reward. Talk about the intricacies in your business, in your niche. If it's jewelry, talk about the intricacies in jewelry. Talk about how to choose it. So talk about this, and eventually, when you want to sell it, people will be willing to buy from you because the business was built by someone who's an expert in that business. So it will be rock solid. right? And I had a friend who has a store. It's called Seabigs in Chennai. It's a jewelry. It's a imitation jewelry store, and they have 3 stores. They did a revenue of over 4 crores, and she had to move to no Dubai, and they had to sell the business, and she sold the business for 10 crores.
Okay.
And because she was very famous on LinkedIn, and it was easy for her to sell. And finding a buyer is easy. Usually, people who are seasoned business owners, they don't build revenue; they buy revenue, right? So if you can build a business, they will buy it. But you should be visible for that, no?
Yeah.
For your customers, you don't have to be. On customers, your business has to be on Instagram. But for buyers, you have to be. Or if you are going to scale it and raise funds and scale it, again, no, you have to be there.
Yeah.
Because people invest on people.
Yeah. Initially, like, I know I have to be there. Just the confusion is like how to be there now.
Right. Exactly. So that's how it works, no? You have to be there, but not as a content writer, but as a business owner.
Understood.
Yeah.
And then there's one more challenge that like you define. I'm also like kind of introvert and who doesn't want to come to the people, who doesn't want to come to the camera. So it's been a long time like I've been struggling. So I recite poetries and all that. And for that I do come. I have a podcast also with which I come across. But when it comes to creating like the how to videos, especially how the Instagram and all this work, then again you have to be there. So that's also kind of like how and why and when that is also kind of situation.
Actually, I have an input here. I know how you feel. No, I can totally feel you because I still feel the same. Every time I come in front of a camera to do a webinar or to record a video, I feel afraid because it has become a part of me. That's who I was. So it's still there. But I read this somewhere. People don't grow in life because of their circumstances. People grow in life in spite of their circumstances. Right? So in spite of is one beautiful phrase, in spite of. So you grow in spite of fear. So in spite of fear, you do it and over and repeat it again and again so that your fear goes down, fear level goes down. For me, it's still there, but it's not as much as it used to be. No. So it goes down. And again, I know that it's tiring, but it turns out it's one of my gifts actually. You know what, and I would suggest that you guys find your gifts. If you've already found it for yourself, all the best, amazing. You can live your gift. But we all have a gift, right? And it's usually hidden within fear. And that's how God hides it. He guides it within fear or within some insecurity that you already have. Once you break it, you will find your gift. So, so my gift is persuasion. I can make people take action through my words, either written or spoken. Right. So, but I did not know. I found that this was my gift when I was 29 years old. I'm 31 now. My business, I started my business at 21. 21 to 29, I didn't see big growth. But 29 to 31, if someone had built a business for 10 years, no, I've actually seen more growth than anyone who's built business in 10 years. I'm talking about a bootstrap business. So these 2 years were amazing for me. And I give credit to myself for finding my gift. So find a gift. No, that could be a gift, right? Sometimes it's hidden with fear. So once you overcome fear, you will understand what your gift is.
I just ran now and faced my fear. I'll tell you what it is. I was fearing my Medaka who comes to help me out. She might ring the bell. She might ring the bell all throughout. And she just rang the bell. So I went and faced the fear and I said, do it slowly. Yeah, that's the challenge of working, but still we have to. That was just on a funny part I wanted to add. Like Sudharsanan mentioned, we all are still going through, or we still have the fear element within us. But if we just embrace ourselves with the fear alone, we wouldn't be able to face our own face in the front of the mirror. Not on a philosophical side, but why not? I mean, that's what we deal with every day for that matter. For me, when motherhood happened, I literally feared. I literally feared what I'm going to do. But definitely, I started facing my product, my daughter, and she literally every time she pushes me to the edge. Even now, before the session, I felt pushed to an edge, but I realized, I mean, that's the way it is. Got to deal with it. I mean, more than looking at it as a challenge or more than looking at it as it's just a situation that arises. But again and again, it only makes us more hard. Because when I was quitting my corporate journey after working for 17 years, earning like lakh and lakh a month, and now jumping on the dining table when I get 5 rupees and 10 rupees when I scratch that Google Pay, but it's a different ball game altogether, like earning in lakhs and incentive in itself. I used to earn 1.8 to 2 lakhs every quarter, apart from the salary. But if the fear was to give up on the corporate journey, but still I gave up. Yeah, here I am to create something. I think it's all about what we want to do. It is to take that step every day. Being confident and brave, how I put it across as a difference is that we all are confident being to be lazy, to procrastinate, to feel good about not as good with us also. But being brave is about taking that step from the confidence zone. So yeah, just my bit of an experience over here. That's it. Yeah, I've shared a Google form. I think Sudarshan, you're on the mute, is it? I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can.
Yeah. And one more thing that I have to share.
Sure.
Here is my newsletter. So please do subscribe to it. I send weekly newsletters about personal branding, marketing, anything that helps you grow in life. That I only share experiences. I don't do theoretical stuff. I only talk from things that I've seen in life and I've experienced in life. And I hope it will be of use to you too. And one thing that I do is I haven't started selling anything here, but since I'm coming up with a course on personal branding, it will be out soon. And anyhow, Meera will be updated about it. So I will send it to you on my newsletter. I'll keep announcing it. Whatever I launch, I announce it on my LinkedIn, on my Instagram, my newsletter, and through friends. Right. So Meera would know, Meera will tell you too. And once I do it, I will also announce you through my newsletter. So please do subscribe to it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
as Sudarshan was sharing one by one, I have in fact floated those information in the WhatsApp community also. This is a WhatsApp community we just created for this particular session so that you get the resources or details or about the sessions. We have the main WhatsApp community. I'm just sharing the link over there. Over there, we will be posting all the updates because, yeah, Sudarshan is coming up with a course and it will definitely benefit a lot. Several people are looking forward to it, Sudarshan. So as soon as it is up, I will share it in our community also. And there is a Google form. Each of you can just spend that 1 to 2 minutes. Yes, exactly. Keeping that in mind, 1 to 2 minutes only. The time taken to make a noodles per se. I get that. So give that 1 to 2 minutes of your time because it will help us. It will help us. Yeah. Anything else, you guys? Probably you guys can share your experiences. Like we have 7 to 8 minutes before we go to the wrap up. Yeah. Thank you, Maya. This is Meera. People call me Maya. Yes. So, all right. So yeah, you guys can just raise your hand or you can just quickly, you can share your experiences. That will help Sudharshan as well as. You can unmute and you can just share how it is you can. Anyone wishes to?
Yes, the last bit that you spoke about sharing your fear. I don't know whether to call it fear or, contemplating how good I might be in that particular task of storytelling. I've always wanted to be a storyteller. I've always narrated stories to my students, my children, but I never went about it professionally. Always that there's been a hidden that passion and the necessity to be a storyteller, which to date I haven't done professionally. And I had done a course of art of storytelling and everything. And very recently, about 4 or 5 months ago is when I was introduced to the storytelling group, the Katha Shravanti group, to somebody whom I knew, Mangalam. I'm sure Meera knows. So that's how it was just a coincidence that once I saw it in her status and I said that this is something that I've always wanted to do. I train teachers and children in Jolly Phonics. I'm a Jolly Phonics trainer come teacher. And this particular thing about storytelling, what Meera said and what you said, Sudharsanan, about you not being afraid. Just let your confidence just take over that fear. Something like that is what, that's what I gathered from what you both had mentioned. And that is so beautiful. And now every time the storytellers post, they're looking for somebody in Bangalore. They're looking for somebody in Bangalore. I never attempt to get in touch with the person who's looking for somebody in Bangalore. I always, sit and think, I wish I could have just, said yes. And by then it gets too late. And now I think the next time I read that, I will respond and I will sort of overcome that fear. This is something I'm definitely going to take away from this session. Overcoming that fear, and I'm very confidently going to go. And even though if not, there's always a first time, right? So I've never done it before. And I'm sure now after this, that is the main takeaway for me, apart from how to being seen in social media. These two things, it's made a whole lot of difference to me now. And I just simply loved the fact that I registered and that I was able to attend today. I thank you both enough for that.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sankam. That really means a lot. Taking that step, this is a big feedback for us, because taking action means a lot. All would love to listen to, sit and listen. It's so nice, right? You don't have to run around or jump between the kitchen and the laundry to finish up with the chores. You just get a place to sit and listen to, why not? So, but an action item, that means a lot. Thanks, and do share that in a form. We will feel happy and I will jump over it. Yeah.
Yes, unfortunately. Yes, I just finished, just after that you were speaking. While I was listening, I was just putting the feedback, because after this I have to run somewhere. So that I shouldn't miss the time. And I was just putting in. If I can do it once again, I would do it.
Lovely. Anytime. That's all. I think this is an action plan. As you mentioned, the next action plan would be to take that step to go in the social media and write about it also. You can tag Sudarshan. I'll be sharing his SM links. You can tag him, and it means. Thank you. Padmaja, I think you raised your hand. You want to add?
Yeah, sorry, I cannot come on camera. It's a kind of big kitchen time. So, one thing is a personal, you can take it as a gratitude for Meera and Sudarshan. This is quite an enlightening workshop we had. And I have been following Sudarshan for around a year. But previously, when I attempted something on LinkedIn, I was skeptical to share about my personal experiences. Why people would be interested to know about us? What are the challenges, or share some, learnings that we have achieved through a book or whatever. For that matter, anything that is quite a kind of experience that could be a kind of insight for others. So I was very skeptical. After consuming a lot of content from people like Sudharshan and Maya, I was like, okay, now it's kind of, we are going to help them, or we are going to give them a hint about their transformational journey, what we have faced. Maybe that's can be a kind of guide to them, people who follow us. So I started churning out content in a way that, based on my learnings, based on day-to-day experience, relating the facts, what I know, what I don't know with people. So I have seen a major jump in kind of engagements that I get, and also the number of followers. So it's a kind of, learning from each other helps a lot. And as you said, the content, what you consume also matters a lot, because you get to learn and implement that. So thanks to you both for that.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Padmaja. So we are at the end of the session. From my end, in the WhatsApp community, I've been sharing, the info what Sudarshan was sharing, not to miss any. But I will collate it and put it as a bulleted point so that you can just digest it in one go. His social media presence, His LinkedIn, you can reach out to him, and his website with the newsletter subscription that you can avail to, about his course that would be upcoming as and when it is up in our community also. And for that, for you to receive that, I would invite you to the main group of Maya Katha. I've shared that link in the WhatsApp too. And just to add on, yeah, a Spotify conversation that I had with Sudharsanan, that is also something that I have shared so that you can listen to his journey. There are lots more from what he has shared over here. So I would really invite you to listen to that, and do fill out the Google form if in case you haven't. And if in case you wish to video record or write about it, we love to read and hear. So you can definitely do that. Tag me and tag him as well. Maya Katha is coming up with a couple of more sessions and just spilling the beans. We all talk about Navarasa. We talk about 9 different kind of emotions that we go through in a day. One could be, overshadowing the other. But Navarasa, the 9 rasas in business, we are coming up with. We will be having this training, which we are going to kickstart with an online, which is going to be 3.5, not more than 4 hours, by 8 to 9 trainers, covering each emotion with a story, with a business, and with an outcome that you can work on. So that is something I just wanted to share. And in the month of July, we are coming up with communication skills by Pratibha Leo. On the same and all these things, I will be putting in. So Sudarshan nodded his head. He does know Pratibha. So that comes in as yet another word.
Very good. She's amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's an amazing. She is, of course, a TEDx speaker too. She trains on public.
Some of neighbors actually.
Okay.
And my friend's sister. Her sister is my batchmate.
Okay, we spoke, Sudarshan, last week. We had a video call, and we in fact spoke for almost an hour and a half on Zoom, and she was telling me that we know Sudarshan and she's my sister's, friend, sorry. So yeah, that is coming up, and a couple of more sessions, workshops or master classes, how you call it as, digital to physical to phygital. So this is the way we are operating, and lots more. Looking forward to working with Sudarshan. Thank you so much to all of you.
Thank you so much, everyone. Lovely talking to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And yeah, I will share a recorded version. I missed that. Recorded link, I'll share it in the group.
Perfect.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Recording.
So I will just, I thought I'll take a photo. I missed it out and put it in the gallery view. Is it possible for you to click? I think it's something is stuck over here.
Okay, just a minute.
Yeah.
Stop recording.